Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rita Felleh Arah. Happy Sunday. Welcome today, Tuesday, Sunday. Over the week in Syria, a lot of brutality, a lot of happened. And so I would to introduce himself. Please.
Honestly, we are not getting you. I'm not getting you.
Very, very poor.
Poor, poor. Yeah, he can hear me.
Actually, hear him. Poor.
Can you hear me?
It's very, very poor.
Log back. Okay. Let's log back.
The connection is so.
Yeah, sorry viewers, we connecting. So thank you.
Reception is very bad. Very, very give as soon as I say I get the problem. I think they're happy with this thing, eh?
worship am, so that we go live good tomorrow when we die. Oh. But now you see things then don't they change. Power struggle don't overcome we all. Una let we join hand for make better salon. So let we try.
The world don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before. Salon don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before. The world don't left now we can. Now we for try for let we go before.
God they help himself. Let we join hand for let we go before. For them, nobody no can for help again. If we no help ourselves. People them, nobody no can for make alone. If we no make for ourselves. So let we drive away tribalism now.
Now,
Forget about nepotism.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
guys. Can you guys hear me now? Better?
Yes. Yes.
Happy,
As soon as
happy
you start,
Sunday.
it's happening.
Okay.
The same
Started again.
Hear
is
you from your end too. I can
That is the network too. That is the network. But I don't know. The other guy, the other lady are you getting the picture?
let's mute everyone and see if we can.
it's from your end when you talk. It's from your end when you talk. That's what we're hearing.
Okay. Essay, do you wanna you if we can get a signal? Talk.
I didn't get that.
Talk. You can host. Let's see if you can get a better signal.
Hi, good evening, everybody. We are here to talk about the challenges of living with albinism in Africa. And we have our guest in the building, Mrs. Aminata, my brother, our mama that's having slight network issues right now, and myself. So I want us to introduce ourselves. Let's start from Miss Aminata. Your mic is off. Your mic is still off.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Aminata Bele, a registered nurse in Los Angeles, California. I'm happy to be here today.
Okay. Mama, can you try again whether the interference will continue?
See, it's bad.
Yeah. Let me guys.
Yeah.
When Aminata was talking, there was no noise.
Okay. So I guess the noise is from Rita's end.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
can you introduce yourself, Rume?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Macaulay Rume. I'm a graduate of Peace and Conflict Resolution here in Nigeria, Delta State. Nice to be here. Nice to meet every one of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Camara, can you introduce yourself, please?
Can you guys hear
Hello.
me
Yes.
better?
Yes. Yes. Perfect,
Okay.
Mama. Yeah,
Okay,
carry
go
on.
ahead and introduce yourself. I'll join later. Go ahead.
Am I the
Okay,
one?
Mr. Camara. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm Mohamed Usman Kamara, Executive Director for Sierra Leone Association of Persons with Albinism in Sierra Leone. Yeah,
Thank you.
Right. Thank
yeah.
you. Sorry guys. I was having a lot of issues connecting. I'm sorry about that. Happy Sunday. This is Table Talk with Rita Felleh Arah. Essay, have everyone introduced themselves already?
I think so.
Um, So we all know what we all been going through in Sierra Leone for the past couple of days. We've seen very disturbing images. We've seen people lost their lives. We've seen so many stuff that have gone on in this past few days. And to me, it seems like what we went through 20 years back then while we were in Sierra Leone, that's what, and it triggered a lot of memories. It triggered a lot of stuff. So, I don't know, big sister Ami, do you have anything to add to what I just said?
Yeah. Just like you said, what happened in our country a couple days ago, that was on the 10th this month. It was it, wa- it was sadness can be probably an understatement, but let me just put it that way. It was very sad. It wasn't good for our country. Like you said, it takes us back 20 years ago when we had our civil war in our country. We were there. Some of us, know what we went through for 10 years in that country. So for it to happen again on the 10th of this month, just, I mean, it was just unbearable. Some of us asked, "Oh, why again? Why is this happening again to our country? What is going on?" You know, I'm you you guys, but we pray that God will intervene and and touch the heart of the citizens of our country to to look forward, brighter future in our country. And I pray that we all come together and work as one, when one people, you know. So
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
anyway, that's,
Mr. Mr. to add to what she just saying.
Okay. It's been a difficult moment for us. Yeah. We're living in Sierra Leone right now, so we experience what is going on live. So we just imagine the last time, say 20 years back, the war, because we were in Sierra Leone too. Um, so when you heard the sound of gunshots and 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 people screaming, and you see people lost their life on the streets of Freetown. Then you realize that if we are not careful, this will result to what we came from, and the lives that we lost 20 years back. We don't want to see this kind of thing happen again. It was very, very devastating, and right now some people are in that trauma state because people are thinking like some people lose their whole family during the war. So if they saw like something like that happening again, it's like we are going back to where we came from, and that's not a good thing. And we need to like see how we can make peace win, because we should think about love, put love first, and forget about politics, forget about tribalism and every other thing that is putting us back or warranting this kind of attitude from youth and every other person in this country. I believe both sides, the government and the protesters, they should see how they can come together and see what's the reason, what is the protest is about, and they see how they can handle it. Election is just around the corner. I think we need to like see how we can resolve this issue, because we don't want this negative thing to happen again to Sierra Leone. We know what we've lost um, during the last time during the war, so we don't want to lose that again. We were thrown back like 50 years back, so we're trying to come out of that kind of those years that were left behind, and then we are going there again. So it's very crazy, and we need to like see how we can stop
Yeah.
um, this negative thing to happen again in Sierra Leone. Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know people are wondering, like, why are we talking about this? I know we have our regular program that we were going to discuss, but this is something that we felt like, as as human beings, as people that are living, and that people that have people that still lives in Sierra Leone, to talk about it. And it's a very sad and very disturbing moment to see how we sweet Mama Salon. We are going through this. For some of us that have been in the war, we definitely understand what this felt like. Like our brother just said, Mr. Kamara, election is right around the corner. Let's be careful. My dad leaves Sierra Leone for me, and I leave Sierra Leone for my kids, and I want my grandkids to grow up here in a Sierra Leone. But if we're doing all those things, I know how it felt. So for the families that have lost someone, for the police people that died, the men in uniform, the women in uniform, I just want us to take a little time of silence. Let's just pray for their family, because it's not easy to lose a family. It's not easy to lose anyone. So for us to observe a minute of silence, and let's pray for their family, and let's pray for Sierra Leone as a whole country. And we pray that this will not repeat itself. You have, we want to say, no to violence. Anything not going your way, you wait when election time comes and you cast your vote. And let's try to respect leadership. And let's just pray for these people that have lost their precious life. And words cannot explain how the family are feeling. But all we can do is to pray for the family and pray for Mama Salon. So let's observe a minute of silence for the people that passed away this few days ago. Let's observe a minute of silence and prayer for them, and pray for Sierra Leone as a nation. Amen.
Can
Amen.
can I just say one thing, small sister, before we move forward?
Go ahead.
I just want the viewers to know that your program is not about politics. It's not about nothing, but it's about educating people in Sierra Leone and around the world. So please, 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 this program is nothing but education, or but educating people around the world and in Sierra Leone, to be specific. So it's not about politics. And just like you said, our heart goes out to those who to the family of those who lost their lives on the 10th of this month. We pray that God will provide comfort for them, and we also pray for our country to have peace. And we also pray for Sierra Leoneans to have peace and to have God in their heart to change their thinking and to move on from now, to move forward from now on in a positive way. That's all.
All right, thank you, Big Sis. Thank you so much. So we're gonna head on right on to the program, the struggle of living with albinism in Africa. So I'm gonna add the mic on to our brother, Mr. Kamara. Mr. Kamara, if you're there, can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay, do
Hello?
you go first, the first speaker on living with that?
Okay. Living with albinism in Africa have different challenges that we face. But because Africa is like the world is like a global village now, and Africa is like a continent that we are all, I think, experiencing the same thing that is happening around. Though in some parts of Africa we are facing lots of like harmful practices or witchcraft, superstition, that they are killing people with albinism for ritual purposes, like getting riches or any other thing. So that's like in the south and or the eastern part of Africa, um, Malawi, Tanzania, those guys are facing hell of a problem than us in the West, in West Africa or so. But that doesn't rule out the fact that the challenges are similar. So albinism is like um, a genetic condition that is a mutilation of the coloration of the skin, like a enzyme or a gene called enzyme called melanin is the mutilation of that melanin that give coloration to the skin. So the reduction of that melanin, a total absence in the ear, eyes, or the skin, or a partial absence, because some people have a little bit of melanin in their skin, but perhaps the eyes will be affected. So that is what albinism is. Like, it's not like contagious. It cannot transfer from person to person. It's a genetic condition. It's passed on to the kid from both parents. Both parents need to have the gene for they to produce like a person with albinism, perhaps one child out of four kids. So it's a condition that is a genetic condition. So both parents owns the responsibility of them producing a child with albinism. So the blame game, because that is why I'm explaining it. That is where the challenges is starting, or starts most of the time in Africa, because we are dominantly black people in Africa. Most you see, some people are fair, but predominantly or generally you can see just black people in Africa. So for you to be born from both parents who are black, you to be born like white person with a unique color from all other person perhaps within the family, it's a challenge that only the person that is with albinism can feel. Perhaps if the person explains to you, you will like sympathize, but I don't think you'll be able to understand the kind of challenges that they're facing. So just think about a family of 10. Everybody's black and you are born now in that family, you're white. Just say white, because to be honest with you, albinism, I think we cannot categorize us in a color like say black or white. We are in between, so we unite humanity, in fact. So we are like, we don't have melanin, so we don't have color. So if melanin is responsible to give coloration and we don't have that one, then perhaps we don't have color, so you cannot call us like black or white. So with that state, but when you see us, we are white. So the discrimination starts with the mom or the parent of people with albino. That is, the dad also accepts us,
Okay.
because
What
most of the yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you a minute.
Okay.
Please, our sister was just saying this is not a political gathering. We don't discuss politics here. While we were talking about Sierra Leone, what happened, it's what happened. And as a Sierra Leonean and as concerned citizens, so we just don't want to kickstart the program without talking about lives, that precious lives that have been, taken. So that is why we talked about it a little bit. It's not a political gathering. What we do here, we talk on how to educate people. We have different programs on different issues. So please, this is not a political gathering. We're not here to defend anyone. We're not here to talk about and what's happening in governments or what's not happening in government. We are here. We're educators. We bring different people here to talk about different issues, not politics. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I think people want to turn the program to politics, so let's
Yeah.
just forget about it and move on.
Yeah. Okay.
um um anyways,
Come back to that point. We
hello.
have, let me let Mr. Macaulay joining us from Nigeria to
Okay.
talk a little bit about his own experience living with that in Nigeria. Mr. Macaulay, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, so growing up with growing up like this, let me just put it that way. I grew up with a loving family, so I didn't have any issues growing up with them. There was no discrimination. The love was there. I had a loving dad and a loving mom, so it's a little bit different. The only issues I had is my school days, the way people stare at me, and all that. That was the only issue I had. And there was a time I was really it really affected me mentally, as if I was feeling like, why am I like this? Is there something strange? Is there something odd about how I look or something? But as time goes by, I learned to love myself for being myself, and it really helped. From growing up from a loving family, it helped me a lot. But the fact of the matter is the discrimination is in Nigeria. It's not that much to my knowledge, but it is in Nigeria. I've had so many issues, and I can't pick them up. The other time I was walking on the road, someone just came to me and dragged my hair to check if I was really a human being or something like that. It was embarrassing. It was in the middle of a busy road, and I was trying to cross the road. She was saying that I wanted to check if you are really human being or you are a spirit. I said, "Ah, what kind of embarrassing thing is this?
Wow.
A full grown adult for that matter." So it really
Mm-mm.
happened. And another funny issue that I was trying to in my own street. I was trying to walk by a lady that had pregnancy, because in Nigeria we have one kind of mindset that if an albino walk past a pregnant woman being, it's going to put the albino spirit inside the
Wow.
pregnancy. So the baby is going to be an albino. So I was trying to pass the woman. The woman, I said, "Come on, don't pass me. You want to give me albinism?" I said, "Madam, what kind of rubbish is this?" The
What?
people around me started accusing her that
Are
does
you
she have,
serious?
yeah?
Oh my God.
What?
Yes, it's as superstitious as that, yes. So
Wow.
it happens,
Um,
it happens. Then the one I saw today is that the one that they are saying now is that we have the magical healing power of healing AIDS. If you sleep on albinism, you heal your AIDS, HIV. We have a spiritual power to heal. Yeah, I was even surprised
guys,
when I saw it on the news today.
like what? People are actually doing that though, or they're just saying that?
It happens in all those local areas.
Whoa. Wow. Okay, let me jump. Big sister Ami, do you have anything to add to what they just said, or
Well, what
I?
Mr. Macaulay just said, yeah, even if I could remember when I was back home in Sierra Leone. Yes, people actually used to discriminate. Yes, there was, a huge discrimination, among albino people back home. And just like you said, all I want to say here is, albinos are just a regular human being, like you and I. So they shouldn't be discriminated at all. All they're lacking here is just that thing that we call melanin, which uh, which is um, uh, which is a substance that is kind of harmful, you know, uh, um, uh, um, harmful, or that damages the cells, in our body, And for me, just because those people are lack of have this lack of melanin in their body, doesn't mean they should. They should be discriminated or called names, or I don't know. It's just wrong. It's just wrong in Africa. I think we are now in the are we in the 21st century now? I can't remember even. So I think we passed that stage, we
Yeah.
embrace them. Yes, embrace them, love them, in as much as we can, but they should not be pushed away, far away, or called names. That's just too wrong. I think we need to, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sister Ami. Essay, can you hear me? If you can hear me, do you have what
Yeah, I
every?
can. I can hear you.
Okay.
I so one thing I noticed about having a brother that lives with albinoism is people just see you as odd, and I wasn't even aware that I had the genes of or rather, I was actually living with albinism until I was much older. When the doctor told me that you have the albinism gene, but it only affected your eyes. So I realized that I've had it for a while. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a normal person, and it made me understand that there is nothing so spectacular. Why people just tend to stigmatize it is because they feel they are different. Okay, for me now, the one I noticed was people will say things like, you escaped albino. And I find it offensive. I find it
Very,
really offensive.
very,
I'll be like, I wish I had a child that has the gene because I love the skin. I've always admired my brother's skin, and I was like, I wanted a child. I wanted one of my child to. That it's funny. I actually wanted one of my child to get the gene, but I wasn't that lucky. I saw nothing wrong with it.
no,
Um, I've experienced where I was working with my brother. He's my younger brother, and somebody turned around and said, please, can you walk around us? Like, why are you walking behind us? I felt like fighting for my brother. It's really sad that even in this day and age, people still say things like, God forbid I will not have a child living with albinoism. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara, for drawing our attention to that, knowing that for a child to have the gene, or a child to be born with the gene, it has to be present in both the male and the female parent. Because I've seen accusations. Okay, my the story of my own brother was when he was born. My father's mother said my mom cheated, that this is not their grandchild, that this one is not their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are other instances like that. There's another
Mm.
lady in my area that was told per se that is because she came to visit my mom that had a child that has albinoism. That's why she now gave birth to a child with albinoism. In fact, the
Mm-hmm.
story is the lady was coming to our house laughing at my mom that look at your child, or look at the way your child looks. So they now accuse her of, oh, it's because you laughed at my mom because you touched the baby, and that's why it just transferred. People are still living with this ignorance. They feel it's something that is transferable. And I tell them, okay, what about me? I see people admire my skin color. I see people admire, oh, you are fair. And I tell them that this thing is the absence of melanin that makes me this fair. Why is it any different from someone that you feel has full blown that does not have melanin altogether? So I think we need to be more objective about it, more enlightened about it. Yes, the understanding that it has to be present in both parents is important. And also we need to be more open-minded. Saying things that will hurt another person just because you can is not advisable and is not allowed. It's not fair at all. And
Mm-hmm.
personally, I don't know. Anytime I hear the word albinos, I feel offended. And people will tell me that you are not one, and I will say, yes, I have albinism. So please, we are humans like every other person. Whether it's ocular, it just affects our eyes or hair or skin color, we are still humans.
Thank you,
Sure.
Esther. Thank you. Great contribution. Mr. Kamara, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I was like, this is the first time you see person with ocular albinism. That's why I say I think I have ocular albinism, because you have different forms of albinism. You have oculocutaneous albinism, which are various types, like about 7. The OCA 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have ocular albinism. The oculocutaneous albinism is the one that will affect the eyes, the skin, and the ear. So it will have, like, you don't have melanin in all of those. You they don't have melanin in all of those areas. So that is oculocutaneous albinism. So just say OCA 1, 2, 3. So you have different stages of that type of albinism. It gets to the stage that it is very, very worsen. Like, people will get, but it's very, very rare to see. People will be oozing blood, or their skin will be, like, when you squeeze the skin that much, it will peel or so. That's the worst state of albinism. Then you have that ocular albinism, which just affects perhaps the eyes. Like, your eyes will be moving, or your eyes will be like, different color, or be moving. You have short sighted, like, so that's the situation. So this is the first person I think I've known now that have that ocular albinism. You see their skin very, very normal. So that is how albinism is very, very diverse. So you have different stages, but the challenge is, in Africa, we are prone to skin cancer, which people don't know about. So that is why we are categorized under the disability, under the category of persons with disability, because disability is not like you cannot do nothing. It's a challenge. What a barrier, things that give you barrier that will affect your day-to-day life, like, it's permanent and it's there. It will affect the way you move on in life day to day, because albinism affect us in a daily basis. First, your physical appearance to people. As people see you different from other people in your family, the discrimination starts from there. So what I was trying to explain when I started is that, the discrimination starts with the moms, because some people in the hospital, in fact, you delivering in the delivering room, some of the nurses don't like touching people with albinism. So if your mom go and give birth to a kid with albinism, perhaps if you are not careful, the kid will lose the life of the kid will be lost in the theater, in fact, because if the mom is pushing, and then you are the midwife that's supposed to, like, receive the baby, and then you, because it's a person with albinism, and you left the baby to fall down, then perhaps the baby will lose his life or her life. So that's the first stage, and they will start pointing finger at the mom that like the mom have cheated, or the mom washed during the night, so a devil entered the mom and then she gave birth to a devil, you know. And then that the discrimination start there. People will start gossiping. And the dad, or so some of them will deny the kid. Most of the time, dad would deny the kid, like, this is not my kid, and we don't have juice in our family, just as we call them in Sierra Leone, say juice. Normally when you're small, all of you are guilty, in fact, Rita and Aminata. You have been mocking us like juice not a die and a loss with a loss. You know? Judas, all then just come on and do. So you're
Exactly.
all guilty.
That's
So with that perception, people are thinking that we just disappear, like we are
yeah,
mysterious.
yeah,
So with that thinking, um, so if your kid, that is why I'm thinking, like, perhaps in Sierra Leone they are more, they are using us for ritual purposes, because some kids are getting missing, but their parents are not finding them, because of, they think that we just
Disappear.
disappear in
yeah.
thin air. That is how we die. You
Mm.
understand? So if people are having that perception, that superstition, belief, that myth, if we get missing or people use us for money ritual purposes, they will not know. They will think that we just disappear, we have gotten missing. So we have died. So that's the situation. So the challenges that we are facing here, growing up in a community or in a family where you are the only one living with albinism, is a challenge, except you're born in an educative family where both parents are educated and they know exactly what causes albinism. So they will definitely know that this is a genetic condition and we need to take care of this child. Perhaps if you're born in that family, you definitely be secure for a healthy life or a safe life. If you're born in a novice family, they will give you for adoption or they will just go and throw you out. We have people who have given their kids for a job adoption here, and some other people who have abandoned their kids to other people. Like they will give the kid, like, only speaking for me, but they go and then leave the child so we have one of those cases reported in Sierra Leone here.
Wow.
It's in Makini also. So
Mhm.
so albinism is not contagious, so people should know that. And it's not I cannot disappear. I'm not a devil. I'm not Lord, I'm just a human being. I have flesh and blood like any other person. So people should know that we lack melanin in our skin. So
Okay.
we are prone to skin cancer. So people
Okay.
should know that. That is why albinism is very, 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 very delicate. People with albinism are very, very, very in danger in Africa, because the sun is here and it's not going anywhere. And the ultraviolet ray from the sun is what causes skin cancer. We don't have what will protect us. Melanin is very, very important in the skin of any human being, because it's the thing that will protect your skin from the sun, not to have skin cancer, not to for the sun not to damage you. In fact, your skin.
Mm.
So it's a gradual process. Even here, that we are using sunscreen, using long sleeve and every other thing covering, we still have some dark spots coming out of our body, and we have some reddish bumps that will come out of our body. So it's very, very, very challenging, because it's an expensive skin to take care of. That for sure, because you need to be using sunscreen regularly, and you need to avoid the sun as best as you can. But
Mhm.
now, Sarah Leone, the sun is everywhere. So people need to, like, see next step forward. So I'm telling my friend the other day that we need to have resettlement program for people with albinism to go to a cooler
So,
environment.
I
Honestly,
question.
because you cannot take the sun off Africa. The sun is here, and we are here. We don't have anything to protect our skin from the sun,
Right.
and we have skin cancer. We have
Like
about
I
four reported cases, people who have died from skin cancer who are living with albinism in Sierra Leone.
mm-hmm.
We have Mary Jiba, we have the late Mary Jiba, Mahid, we have Marion, we have Ruth, and we have other people who have died of skin cancer. May their soul rest in peace. It's a very, very complex situation, and we have loads of people who have, like, leisures now.
Mm-hmm.
which need
So,
operation, we need
so
to be operated on. But there is no
Akamara,
fund for doing that right now. Hello.
right. So my question is, how is employment for people that are living with this disease, and how
Hmm.
It is
are
not. It's just lack of melanin pigmentation. It's not a disease like he was just saying.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
yeah,
contagious.
like
I'm very happy that you have done the correction already, because that
Yeah,
is
right,
where I'm
it's
ready
not,
to. So it's
yeah,
not you can say condition, it is
melanin.
condition,
acceptable, but you
Yeah,
can say, if
right,
you also
it's
say
not.
a trait, it's acceptable too. A trait,
right.
it's a trait
So
because we
how
inherited it. It's a genetic
talking about
condition.
Like
right,
like
talking about again.
like
So
I was
how
saying,
the
melanin.
employment for
Uh,
people that live with PWA, how the employment and how society, how then they treat people then like that, and how the employment rates, because I know say when people with PW, I know say some man say, oh, like what you just explained, say contagious. I know it can't. I don't want him to come close to me. Like our brother Mr. Macaulay say, one woman actually pull his hair to see that if he's actually living. So how is that affecting the community?
Well, it's stigma is a very, very, like, very depressing situation. To
Okay.
be honest with you, if people are like pointing finger at you all the time, like, uh, you are different, like, we don't want to come close to you, like you transfer albinism to me, or
Mm-hmm.
perhaps they will be mocking you, like you don't see, like they will put some fingers in front of you. All the issues
Right.
that Mr. Macaulay explained, they are happening in Sierra Leone. People
Oh wow.
even spit on their breast. Fullers normally do that. Those fuller people,
Oh,
they will spit on their breast when they see
oh
you, for them not to
Jesus.
give birth to a kid with albinism. You understand? And then
Okay.
I've experienced the one that I was sitting closer to a lady in a cab. The lady
Mm-hmm.
doesn't aware that I was sitting there. I was a person with her, because normally I wear long sleeve and hat. So as soon
Okay.
as she realized that I'm a person with albinism in the cab, she started crying. She said, since she was a little girl, she is afraid of a person with albinism. So she started
Okay.
crying until she came down. A big
Mm.
lady, more than 16 years or so. She was crying. And so that's the fact. Sometimes people will come into a bus and they saw you sit down, they will not sit by your side, even though there is a space there for them to sit. So we are facing all of those discrimination, all of those stigma will cause people to isolate themselves, will cause
Right.
people to be dropped out in school. So it's affecting all sectors of life. In every sphere of life, it's affecting us, because educationally we are short-sighted, and the books that they are giving, textbooks, they are like one
It's
cap
not
fits all. The font size is not like it's not accommodating. The school is not accommodating to us, because accommodation simply means providing the things that the kids need
funny.
to, for that kid to learn like any other kid in the school. So if I'm
Oh,
short-sighted, then print for me a textbook that have broad fonts, or ask me where I want to sit in the class. I need to sit in front of the class, and at a point, that at an angle that I will be very comfortable to see on the board. So those are the things that school teachers need to know. But when you talk about employment, we have people with albinism who have graduated, they have degree, but they are not getting job. They have diploma, they have certificate, they are not getting job, because the myth is that we cannot see. We are not blind, we are short-sighted people. So if you are able to provide for us, like, softwares that will aid us using a computer, or give us the computer literacy training, but we'll be able to like use it. But if you cannot give us that platform for us to like be in the working environment, definitely you just cause us to like be very, 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 very isolated. We isolate ourselves and not coming out to people. And then when you come closer to us, you think that we are, because when you isolate somebody too much, like, the person think that he's alone in that particular situation. particular situation, then it will be very, 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 like, the person will be very arrogant, because, or very, very, if, I don't know how to say it, if you like try to talk to me, I would think that you're trying to mock me. So
Mm.
stereotyping, that I would just think about anybody that is coming closer to me, they just want to come and know about me, how I'm doing, mock me, provocation and every other thing. They are not coming, they are like they are not genuine. They are coming around me to, like, just to mock me. So that's the situation that some people are in. A depressed state, people will be thinking about people will be having suicidal thoughts. We have people who are thinking, people hate themselves because they are thinking like, society think I'm
Hate them.
different, I'm this kind of person. So it's a very, very challenging situation for people to, like, discriminate people with albinism. All forms of discrimination is not good. Just think about you now with albinism. You have challenges. Your skin is damaging because of the sun, the ultraviolet ray, and then you're having skin cancer. Well, that's a worst stage. If I have skin cancer now, or lesions, that's definitely, you'll be pointing at me, because the knowledge is not there. Parents don't know how to take care of their kids. So the knowledge, the education about albinism, not just from, it should not come just from an organization like Sierra Leone Association of Persons with Albinism in Sierra Leone. It should come from government departments and agencies. People who are like the Ministry of Social Welfare, the Ministry of Health, need to come out and educate people about albinism. They need to talk about it. We need to normalize albinism. We're living with
Okay.
albinism. We have people, like, part of the human race who are living with albinism. Albinism cuts across all living things. That's what people don't understand. We have snake which have albinism. We have lions which have albinism. So it's cut across all living things. So people should realize that. People should know that. So we are very,
Okay.
very useful part of of the human race, and we unite human race because we are cut across all races, all regions, all nationalities. You can find person with albinism there. So
All right.
if we are that important in the world, so we need to be taken care of. Support needs to come out. Scientists need to be looking,
Mm.
research, and try to know how to protect our skin from the sun.
Okay.
That's what is not happening. Talk about climate change now. The globe is
Okay.
getting hotter and hotter. What are they doing
Who,
to, like, see how they can take care of part of the human race that is very, very prone to skin cancer or dying and an
okay.
untimely death because of climate change and all? It's very
Right.
challenging. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. So, Mr. Macaulay, what is it like living with PWA, and how is relationship wise, how do people feel about, okay, I want to date you, I want to marry you, Mr. Macaulay? That question is for you. How do people think? Because just seeing like, okay, this person is different, right? And in relationship, someone gets to say, okay, my date is PWA, and how are they feeling, and what's the reaction when they see you, and how do they feel about it? So I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, sir.
I talk about that. It has been a hell of a ride on that aspect, because I've gone on blind dates when the date will see me and she'll run away. So that has happened so many times. I've had relationships that will be going well, but when it gets to a point where the parents will say, let me put it in Nigerian language. You don't see anybody friend now. Be no you won't go friend. How now want to be? All questions and negative comments do come, and it's not been it's not it's, for now self. It's been I've been single for a very long time because of it, because I've not seen anyone that I can really give myself to, because the discrimination aspect of the albinoism and all that, when they'll see you, they'll be asking some kind of silly question. As just what my brother said, they'll just want to know how your body is, your anatomy. They just want to see some part of your anatomy that have not seen before. But immediately they see, they say, okay, it's not different from anybody. I've seen it. I just dated you just to know how you are, how you look, how you look down there, and then they will leave you at the roadside. So it's not been
Um,
pretty.
Wow, this is quite tough. For those of you that are watching us, I know we have a lot of technical issues. Internet was not working too well connecting. I just want to thank you guys for watching, for our viewers that are watching us from PROIB blog and from Burn to blog and from DOSL, Daughters of Sierra Leone platform, and from my platform, Rita Felleh Arah. So I just want to thank you guys. We'll see your comments, but we're trying to manage the situation. So we are not going through comments right now. And my own words that I have to say, I have two actual cousins that have that growing up, PWA, that grows up. And when it's a season comes in where they said, oh, they're gonna beat do that. Big sister Ami, are you there with me? They
Yes,
said
yes,
that they are
yeah.
not, they're gonna beat do that. And when
Yes.
the sun is hot, but we don't understand what was the challenge, what they are
Yeah.
going through. We just said, oh, they can't see, but we don't make provision for this, what they are going through. We don't understand. And as Africa as a whole, we just don't care. If I'm okay, I'm seeing well, or I'm okay, I'm comfortable where I'm sitting, I don't care. Like American says, I don't give a f what anybody else think. It's all about me, and life doesn't have to be that way. These people didn't want it to come out this way. Situation happen, they come out this way. So as Africans, let's try to understand. We've seen people like this guy from Conakry, Guinea, Grampy. You see how small it is, right?
Yep.
All
Yep.
he has the prettiest girls. But why
Yep.
can't he be with our sisters and our brothers that are going through this situation? We have to, oh, we don't want to be with them. It's not contagious, that is one. So that's a good thing that we all have get to understand today. So don't limit yourself, say, oh, I'm not going to date this person because this person is going through, or this person has this thing. It's not contagious, it's not HIV, you're not going to catch HIV is the baddest thing, but people are still living with those they're living with it, right, big sister? You into the
Yep.
medical
Yes.
field. So
Yes, they
people
are.
are living with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So please, let's support our brothers, our sisters. We have over 300, and we have as well in Nigeria people that are going through that. So don't be quick to judge, because I remember a story that my grandma told me when I was younger, but I think she has somebody with a PWA, but she didn't say. This is what she told me. She said she had a baby, and they said this baby was a devil, right? And she said she actually take the baby and put under a country tree. I don't know what it's called in Nigeria, like a tree, like a big old tree. She
Huge
went,
tree.
Iroko, I think Iroko tree.
yes, she went and
Yes.
put the baby under the tree, and for some reason the baby disappeared. So now the thing just came into my memories again, and say that when Mr. Kamara said that, it's funny. I'm laughing about it because to tell you back in the days how many people that our grandparents and our parents have thrown away because of ignorance, and we don't know what to do with the
Oh,
situation.
oh, Rita, it's not ignorant. It was because of lack of knowledge, or lack of education, or on.
Education,
Yeah.
yes,
Not that they
yes.
were.
So
I know they were not.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my grandma dropped the baby under the tree because they said the baby was too light, and that when the baby was sitting down, there was a lightning that was coming out, right? And so now we're talking about it, it's just ringing that same thing in my mind. I was like, to say my grandma had a baby, you understand? But we never know what happened to that story. So I didn't know if she went back. They said the baby passed away and all that kind of stuff. So let's just listen I believe we should listen and try to see how we can help. Like our brothers say, they need sunscreen. Mr. Macaulay, do you use sunscreen as well?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay, well, Sierra Leone, probably our sun is more hotter, right, Mr. Mara?
Yeah, 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 definitely. But that's the way people. Those are the things that they say, because sunscreen is not like it will like heal like the dark spots or any other thing. The sunscreen will aid, like it's just
It
like a
helps
screen
protect.
protector on a phone. So
Mm-hmm.
you put it on to limit the effects of the sun, the ultraviolet ray on your skin. Because the sunscreen that you'll be using, it should have sun protection factor, a label called SPF plus 50 or more from 30 upwards. And then you have clothing which have also SPF clothing. And also if sunglasses, those are the things they should have, that label called sun protection factor, not just all sunscreen. Some sunscreen don't have that label, or that thing on them that they say that this is a sun protection factor, that shows that it's for the protection of the ultraviolet ray. So those are the sunscreen, and those are the clothing, those are the hats. They have different forms of those things. They have hats, they have sunglasses, they have um sun clothes. So they have different things that they use to protect people, and people from what the ultraviolet ray from the sun. So it's a limit, not like the best way. They would say, even after putting on your sunscreen, wearing the long sleeve that is a sun protection factor, or hat or sunglasses, you need to avoid the sun too. You should not be like standing in the sun because of you have all those things, because definitely you will not 100% protected, because the skin is light. But some people have a little bit of melanin, so it's the absence of melanin, the total absence or partial absence, not full. Some people have a little bit of melanin. If you have a little bit of melanin, you have albinism, but you have a little bit of melanin, you see some of those people, their skin will not get damaged like others. They will have some few dark spots and few reddish bumps sometimes, or when perhaps he exposed or she exposed herself to the sun, but it will not be that damaging like you without no melanin on your skin, on your eyes. So it's a very complex situation, and we need to undergo diagnose us to know exactly that you have this type of albinism, and they will definitely find the right sunscreen, the right treatment to be given you for your skin for you to maintain your skin. Some people take injection. I think some people have some injection that they are giving them. So they have different. So honestly, we need researchers, we need scientists to like embark on albinism.
Okay.
Like, I want to specialize on this and see how I can help people with albinism. That is not happening. Honestly, we have a day that the UN is has dedicated to us, June 13, International Albinism Awareness Day. But what are they doing apart from just saying this is the day for a person with albinism, the awareness of people with albinism? What are they doing extra?
Okay.
What are they doing extra to see that people with albinism are safe? They are killing people with albinism in Africa, in some parts of Africa, for ritual purposes. What are they doing? What measures are they put in place at the UN level? Because that's the situation why they give that day. You don't have
Mhm.
to just give a day dedicated. You have to put action. Tell the government that this and this and this is what needs to be put in place to see that these people, their human rights is given to them. The right to education, not just quality, but accessible education for all. You know,
Mm.
if you are not educated in Sierra Leone, not just academically, but education in all forms. People with albinism need to have jobs that are indoor, like having job that is indoor. We cannot do medicine out like bricklaying, because you're always in the sun. And then people are doing it here. People are in the farm in the provinces. When you go to the provinces, you feel bad. Just think about us in Freetown having some leisures, some sunburn and every other thing. just have that thought now. Think about those who are in those area, those provincial area, those hard to reach area, who doesn't have any experience about is the sun. In fact, people will be thinking like, I should not eat cucumber, I should not eat pawpaw, I should not eat this, I should not eat this other thing. You understand? People are thinking like it's the food that we are
Right.
eating. Some people tell you not to eat crow. You understand? So all of those meats, but the sun is the main thing because we don't have something that will protect us from the sun. And if you're lacking that thing, or you have little of that thing in your skin, and you expose yourself to the sun without knowing, then your skin will get damaged. People
Okay.
have died because of skin cancer. People don't know that it's skin cancer. They will think that this is a witch gun. They don't fire me with witch gun. You know?
Um,
So you have sore that will not
well,
heal, but you will not know that it's the cause of the sun. So you'll be going to herbalist, and then they will be using medicine on you, and then you die eventually because ignorance is a killer and poverty is a killer. Because people with albinism here, their parents, some of them cannot even afford food, 3 square
Mm.
meal. Some of us cannot afford. So how can we afford to buy sunscreen if they are buying it? But now, thank God we have medical assistant Sierra Leone and Altscore sunscreen who have been sending sunscreen for us. Let me just put on the camera and show you. So we have sunscreen in Sierra Leone now that we're giving people with albinism for free.
Wow.
They're not paying it for a dime for it everywhere in the country. So you just need
Wow.
to call on the number or message our Facebook page. We'll definitely get you sunscreen for free. And we have a booklet which is support and advice for young like parents, for people with albinism, which
Mhm.
some organizations stepping forward, medical assistance, Abilis Foundation, they help us. We adopted this book from Kenya under the same One Voice, an organization in Kenya. They are working in Kenya and Tanzania also. So we adopted the book from them, and they help us out with the booklet, and then we adopted it and we use photos, we customize it and use photos in Sierra Leone. We go out to our members, most of our members, and then have snapshots and we use them in the booklets. And so now we are distributing them to people like people who are just like parents who are just giving birth to kids with albinism. So they have it talks about what is albinism, how to protect yourself from the sun, how to put on sunscreen. So the pre-knowledge about the kid you're carrying, and how you can like be able to take care of the kid. So this booklet is being distributed to different
Mm. Okay, Mr.
different regions in
If
the country.
someone wants the book, and if someone, do you want to tell them on your social media angles where they can contact you and or communicate with you if someone wants the book and the sunscreen? Someone that is viewing us right now that wants that, how can they get it?
Okay, it's for free. They can just reach out to our Facebook page, Sierra Leone Association of Persons with Albinism. You can reach us there, or you can, if you're in Sierra Leone, you can call on 076 429890, 076 That's our hotline. You can call on that line, and then you have sunscreen for free. You're not going to pay anything because it's been donated to us through a medical assistance from Ultra Sunscreen, and then people donated for medical assistance to ship them in Sierra Leone. So we have over 1,000 tubes in Sierra Leone that we have distributed in Bo. They are in Bo, Makeni, Kailaung, Kenema. We have people there, volunteers that are there. So if you call, you're in Makeni, we'll give you a number that you call, and then they'll give you the sunscreen for free. So you're not going to pay for it. You just need to pay your transport to go and collect it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very, very challenging. No, it's very, very challenging. It's a situation that needs to be
Oh,
normalized. We need to
oh,
discuss it and normalize albinism so people will definitely be open up.
right.
So we're talking about relationship. I just want to throw a light on that one. The
Okay.
women and girls with albinism are suffering the more. I don't
Just
know if you want me to talk about that one.
Amara, let me just say something quick. I'm going to say
Okay.
that and I'm going to say that in English, in German as well. We all on the watch waiting they happen today. We they talk with family then where they go through what we can call juice not to teen when transmitted disease when like a AIDS where church posse go get them. No juice. Then people they also born with them kind thing they are so they it can because they want for born with them. But because of certain thing, it's not contagious. So if you the date person, you see and say this person get this tea so not a problem. You can still born the pikin. The pikin not go come out. A possibility be say not go come out as that way they. Even if you can't that we already. What of them people the way they bleach? And for my Nigeria people, albinism not a thing where you go say I don't want follow this person because if I born my pikin no go be this way. My pikin go get as he go be. Or my pikin goes go dey laugh my pikin more we stop this thing as Africans make we stop this thing. If your pikin born with that one, what of people wey no get children they look for fruit of the womb. God even bless you with pikin you go still complain. Human being will not dey satisfy with anything wey God give us we must put question mark to it. Why my pikin, why na boy, why not be girl? Na girl I dey look for. I was looking for triplets. I was looking for this person. I was looking for this thing. May we stop that thing. Anyhow, when God create us, make we be happy with that way. Anyhow, where God say now this you be happy with it. For people where they use such words, where they say, God forbid, my pikin not be like this. God forbid, me pikin not go turn so. God forbid, maybe may not stop all this rubbish. May we learn to understand people's situation. What of people where they born, where they blind? People where they born, they're not they waka. What can we do? It is how God creates them. So we should learn how. If you don't know how to deal with it, just say it is well. An officer is a disease or it's a crime or it's so bad that oh you don't want to date somebody with that particular thing. So let's stop it. Let's stop it. I know we all of us we didn't get that orientation, we didn't know, but now like we sister Big Army say this now 2022. Now, if we're not going to educate ourselves, this is the same thing we're going to go on. We pass it on to our kids. Generation come again. We still passing the same thing. So as a Sierra Leone, as a Nigeria, as Africa as a whole, let's just change our narrative and see that these people, they are just like me. It's just that I'm darker. This person is lighter. Or this person is but people are even actually getting their skin lightened. So it doesn't matter. So Mr.
Yeah, I can
Macaulay,
hear you.
are you
Yeah, I can
there?
hear you.
Okay. Do you have any final words to say to our viewers before? Because I know it's been a long day and we've been going through a lot of bad network and stuff. So I just want to sincerely apologize to our viewers again. This is not like us, but when this happened, there's nothing we can do about it. So if you want to go and say your final words and where people can, if people want to talk to you or people want to follow you, where they can talk to you and follow you on your handles.
Okay. The only thing I always tell people, let me just put it, PWA. I always tell them that no matter how it is, always love yourself for who you are. Don't let anyone see you different from being yourself. You are a human being. You have the same blood flowing through you. You speak. You can see. Don't look the fact that they say, okay, you need to see your front. You need to see what you did for your front, or if you follow me wrong for under the sun. All those kind of things. Don't let it get your spirit down. Just love yourself. Believe in yourself. Have your own confidence in yourself, and I don't see any. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome. But my handle is let me say, okay, my Facebook handle is Macaulay Rume. Still my name, so there's no difference on that.
All right, thank you. Sister Ami, do you have anything to say? Your
Just
final
like just like I actually has just has just, I mean what just said rather. Yeah, do not let anybody bring you down. Love yourself first. Put yourself first. Ignore all those ignorant comments out there. You know, do as much as you can. Know who is your true friend. And embrace yourself in your family. Yeah, and just move on. Live your life to the fullest. Don't let any, anything bring you down. No, you are just like me. Yeah, we're all human beings. Yeah, just like he was saying, we have blood to our veins, the same features. Our only difference here is the color of our skin. Like Kamara was saying, they are just lack of melanin. Some are, some don't have it, and some do have some. So you know, I I just feel sad for those who are out there looking at albinos, as devil or different people, and that's just wrong. That is wrong. That should not be happening now. So I love you all, and you all have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kamara, I'm gonna come back. Essay, are you there? If you're there, just let me know so you can say your final words. Essay? No. Okay. Mr. Kamara, do you want to go ahead and say your final words and
He's
where
on
people can?
backstage.
It's
She's not here.
okay.
Okay. Mr. Kamara, do you
Okay.
have any before we
Oh, okay.
final?
What I want to say is that in life there are situations you cannot control, and because it's not man-made, it's a supernatural happening. So, um, you being a person with albinism doesn't make you any less of a human being, because we just have one, to say we have the human race, and we are just diverse. So we need to embrace diversity. So we say no to discrimination and embrace inclusion. I think parents with albinism, with kids with albinism, needs to know that the kid doesn't give birth to himself or herself. Both of you have sexual intercourse, and then you give birth to a kid, and that kid doesn't commit any crime. You're the one that are carriers of the gene. That's why the kid is with albinism. So you need to take care of the kid, and that's your responsibility. So people already in a salon now, they listen me. If you born pikin with albinism, not only pikin in fault. Now because of you, the mama get the gene, and the papa also get the gene, make una give birth to a pikin with albinism. So now na responsibility for take care of that pikin. And if una not take care of am, we get that report say, we go carry una go before the law, and the law go take im course. And so una out there wey dey live with albinism, una call, reach out to slapwa dem Facebook page, or call on that number wey I give una 076429890, or message me also na Facebook na jmarvel, jaymarvel na all social media handles. So reach out to me, and we go discuss more. And let me like we safe. Love yourself, put yourself first, and you can do anything in the world. So keep your dream alive, not kill your dream for any other person. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Rita,
Jay,
and
thank
thank
you.
you, everyone.
Essay, can you hear me? Do you have any final words to leave with our viewers?
Okay, I want to tell anyone or any person living with albinism, it doesn't matter what anybody tells you about yourself. What matters is what you tell yourself. Keep loving yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. I'll tell you as a psychologist, look at yourself in the mirror every morning and love every part of you. The truth is, if you don't love yourself, that's when what people will say about you will get to you. You just need to love yourself. I would tell people I'm black and proud. We are all black and proud. It's not about the color of our skin. We're all Africans and we love ourselves the way we are. So love yourself. Don't let anybody get you down. Don't let anybody make you feel bad or make you feel like you are different. Don't let anybody talk bad about you. What you need to do is to talk to yourself every single day and tell yourself, I love you. I love you. I love, just say, I love my eyes, my head, my hair, my face, my skin. Love you. I celebrate everyone living with albinism. I love you.
Thank you,
Sure.
Essay. Once again, before we draw the curtain, I would love to thank PIB Blog for hosting today. I would like to thank as well for hosting, and I would like to thank DOSL and my personal page, Rita Felleh Arah. And the viewers, I want to say I am so sorry, but this is out of my control. And for people that are working in the back end, I want to thank them. Mamadou, I want to thank you. I want to thank Alex Teo, and I want to thank my family for letting me do this with you guys today. So for now, we're about to draw the curtain till we meet again with Table Talk with Rita Felleh Arah, CEO of Daughters of Sierra Leone. Thank you and happy Sunday. And for my beautiful and wonderful, amazing guests, I want to say thank you for being here today. And you all have heard and you guys have listened. So till we meet again, let's talk with Table Talk with Rita Felleh Arah. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. God bless you all. Bye. Bye, guys.